Hi, welcome in. I'm really excited to be helping you plan your big trip for this coming year. Before we just dive right into it and look at the itinerary and where you want to go, I'd first like to just get to know you a little bit more. That way I can make some good suggestions based on your personality and interests. Okay. I just have a couple questions here. And I'm just going to be writing all this down so I can keep track of it, okay? Alright, so starting out, what 3 words come to your mind when you think of your travel style? Easygoing, adventure, luxury. Interesting. Alright, and next question. How many days would you like to spend on this trip that does not include travel days? I see. So we're going to be looking at 10 to 11 days. You're around this range. You can be a bit flexible. Okay. Just kind of whatever trip you think will be best, and based on whatever is involved in that trip, you might be willing to add on a couple days. Good to know. Alright, and what is your budget looking like for this trip? Any budget in mind, or a specific range that you'd like to stay in? I see. Sure. That range will be perfect for this type of trip. We can do our absolute best to stay in that budget because, of course, we don't want that part to be a burden on you. And what season are you looking to travel in? The warmer months? Maybe summer. Are you open to spring as well? Or early fall? Really any time? Okay. You can be flexible with the dates? Okay. Yeah. Typically, if you are able to travel during dates, during off-season, you can save a lot more money and, add on those couple days that you want while staying in budget. That's something to keep in mind. Exactly. Okay, and on this trip, what activities do you see yourself doing, or what activities do you typically really like to do while you travel or in daily life, or any activities that you're really interested in trying on this specific trip? Museums, of course, absolutely. Always want to visit some museums to learn a bit more about the history and the culture. Water activities, anything specific? Okay. Sightseeing, yes, of course. The beach. Swimming. Hiking. Okay, and some different tours. Any specific tours? Are you guys really interested in food? Would you be interested in doing some food or drink tasting tours or cooking classes? Or let's say some other tours might be boat tours or just sightseeing tours in general. Kind of open to all of it. Maybe some food tours. Yeah, I think food tours are usually a great idea. just because some of the local tour guides can definitely help find you the local cuisine and things that you might not have tried if you didn't know about them before. Wonderful. Okay. I think that this trip is going to be fantastic for you. I'm really excited to hear about your preferences and your travel style. I have a few destinations in mind. This first tour I'd like to show you. It's going to be 12 days in Italy here, and it'll be a couple nights in Rome, Perugia, Florence, and Bologna. As you can see on the map here, these are all of the places you'll be staying. There's a lot included in this itinerary, many details. Some things to note: there is a olive oil tasting, as well as a vineyard tour and wine tasting. Alright. For our second tour here, we have a 10-day trip. And of course, here is the starting price. You'll be in Rome, Sorrento, and Florence here. And here's your little map. So you'll have a day trip in Venice, which I think will be really nice. And you'll be going down to visit Florence, as well as Pompeii and Rome. And of course, you'll stay about 2 nights in Sorrento here, and taking a day trip to the beautiful island of Capri. I know you mentioned you really love the beach and water activities. For this specific tour, you'll be doing a boat cruise to Capri, so I think that's something that you guys might really enjoy. Alright, and for the next tour, this one is going to be a 12-day tour starting from $35.50. And this one is a bit on the max side of the length you want to stay. So something to consider. Here we'll be at Rome and the Amalfi Coast, as well as some other cities further down here. Again, this one will have a day trip to Capri, as well as Pompeii, which I think you'll really enjoy. Lots of history on this tour. Of course, there is lots of history on all of the tours in Italy. But some really great cities here, kind of a mix of different cities all over the country, which I think is really awesome. And of course, we have some wine tasting and plenty of meals included. And here's just a really lovely picture of the Amalfi Coast. And we have an 11-day tour, starting in Athens and then going to 2 of the Greek islands, which are very popular. So you'll start up here in Athens and take a ferry to the different islands. You'll do day trips while you're on the island as well, of course. And with this tour, you have the option to extend 3 nights to another one of the Greek islands here. So something to think about as well. And here, just to show you, are some of the pictures of the accommodations here in Greece. So we have the Athens, some resorts and spas, which look like they just have beautiful views. Okay. And lastly, the island of Hawaii here. I have personally been to Hawaii and it's very lovely. There's a couple different islands that you can choose, just kind of depending on what you're interested in. So this here is the island of Oahu, with Honolulu just over here, and the famous Waikiki Beach and the Diamond Head. So you can hike up this mountain and see a very beautiful view of Oahu. The excellent thing about our Hawaii tours is that there are also 2 different options. So you can choose to extend to the Big Island if you choose to. You'll be spending 10 days, 3 nights on 3 of the islands. We have Oahu and Maui and Kauai. Oahu is where Waikiki Beach and Honolulu are. So I highly recommend, if you have time, to visit all of the islands if possible. So just a couple more pictures of the islands. Here is Kauai, and you can do an amazing boat cruise all around the island to different sides to see all of the mountains and areas that cannot be accessible by road. It's very, very beautiful. So lots of helicopter tours to see different parts of Kauai, like I mentioned, that you can't access by car. And then sunset cocktail cruises, Hawaiian luau. And then on Kauai you can see the Grand Canyon of Hawaii. It's very beautiful. And of course, lots of volcano tours on the Big Island, wine tasting, which, you know, when you think of Hawaii, you don't exactly think of wine tasting, so that's a fun experience. It's a volcano winery, wine tasting and lunch. So yeah, lots of snorkeling and swimming, plenty of beach time. So here's the map of Hawaii here. So you'd be starting in Oahu here, flying into Honolulu, and you'd make your way over to Maui, and then over here to Kauai. And then if you decide to do the extension, you would come over here to the Big Island, which is the biggest island. And here are some of our beautiful accommodations. So in Oahu, you have this beautiful Moana surf rider on Waikiki Beach. And then some more resorts with beautiful ocean views. So after looking through all of those tours there, were there any that stuck out to you specifically or piqued your interest? So here, this tour in Italy, 12 days from 3550. Plenty of different cities in Italy. Lots of time on the coast, so beautiful coastal cities, while also seeing very famous and popular cities such as Rome and Pompeii. Yeah, and Sicily is quite beautiful. I think you'll have a wonderful time on here. I think that whichever place you choose, you will have a lot of different food options that you'll really enjoy. And what else are you thinking? Trying to decide? Okay, Greece and Hawaii both sound nice. Yeah, they both have a lot in common, but also a lot of differences. So, and they both have a lot of different aspects of a trip that you're interested in. So how about you take some time to think about those 3 different tours, and if you have any questions, just let me know. You have the lengths of the stay information, as well as the budget information and everything included in the itinerary. So I just suggest that you read through everything, all 3 tours, and then write down which parts really stick out to you the most. Like if there's a specific food tour that you want to do in Greece, write that down. If there's a specific hiking trail you want to do in Hawaii, write that down. And then just read through those and kind of help decide which place offers the most activities, culture, experience that you're looking for. Yeah, it's a very hard decision. Both or all of those places are very lovely, but you can always do one next year and then start planning for your next trip to one of the other locations if you really like to go there. Wonderful. Well, it was really nice meeting you, and I really enjoyed going through the itineraries with you and getting to know you. Please give me a call when you're ready to book your itinerary, and of course you can take this magazine home with you and read through the different tours and info. When you're ready and you've decided, we can go ahead and book the trip and get started looking at the flights and everything. Great. Alright, well, I'll leave it to you, and let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. Alright? Okay, I'll see you later then. Bye. Hi again. I'd like to give a big shout out to Raining Eckham for continuing to support me on Patreon and YouTube this month. Thank you so much.